would you rather have KD's 2 rings with the Warriors, joining a super team, or, quote, do it the right way and have 1 ring like Giannis?
This is a trick question. It's Giannis by so much. It's by so much. And I say that even after saying they were lucky that KD and Harden and Kyrie weren't all healthy together, and that Kawhi got hurt in the West, and that AD got hurt in the West. Yes, they were lucky, but you know why? Because if you put Kyrie, Harden, and KD on the same team, you've constructed a can't-lose team. The rings that KD won are even worse than that. He joined a 73-win team, the all-time record, that already won 1 championship, that came within a shot of winning another championship. They couldn't lose at that point. When you create a situation where you can't lose, you don't prove the same kind of things. We already know that KD is very skilled, as Stephen A. said. But you don't prove the other stuff we really want to know about, what a championship tells us about your grit, about your determination, about your ability to overcome obstacles, because there are no obstacles if you put an MVP caliber player onto 73. Not only that, the death lineup in 2015 that the Warriors ran out, Harrison Barnes was the weakest link. They exchanged their weakest link. They replaced it with the strongest link in the NBA other than LeBron. They replaced Harrison Barnes in the death lineup that was considered invincible with Kevin Garnett. So, yeah, guess what? Garnett won back-to-back finals MVPs. I don't think he deserved both of them. LeBron deserved at least one of those. But you know why? Because you have too much to worry about on that team. Who's going to stop Kevin Durant? You got to worry about Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and then have Iguodala and Draymond Green, too. It's ridiculous. Of course you can. Giannis, when he hit the podium and said the right way, stayed right where he was, took a cast of non-superstars, 2 quasi-stars, almost stars, and won a championship with a string of performances as good as any we've ever seen in the playoffs, and capped it with a 50-point night that makes us question today, is this the greatest closeout performance ever? His 3rd 40-plus double-digit rebound night in the same series. Yes, Giannis's ring means more, and everybody knows it.
Well, you could say it means more, Max Kellerman, and I'm not going to refute that. But what I would tell you to answer the question directly is that I'm sorry if this isn't a direct answer, but it's a matter of preference. I think about LeBron, who really started all of this when we talk about super teams being assembled. Or you could actually start it in Boston, because I thought that was a super team that Kendrick Perkins was on, when you got KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Rondo. I mean, damn, that's lethal. But let's start with LeBron. So let's see. I'm here in Giannis, and I'm in Milwaukee, and it's my team, and I stayed here, and I got Drew Holiday and Middleton, and we go through trials and tribulations. It's my team, but, you know, ultimately I carry us to a championship, which is a very legitimate and authentic thing, and it's special. When I think about LeBron, I'm thinking about D. Wade as my teammate. I'm thinking about Bosh. I'm thinking about that second go-round, how Ray Allen joined the squad. And I'm thinking about the fact that I'm in South Beach. I don't mind that. That's not a problem that I have. I think that's a beautiful thing, okay? And then on top of it all, everywhere I go on the road, it's like the Beatles. It's like the Beatles have showed up, Max. It's like the Beatles have come to town and all of that stuff, and we're the story. You know, I kind of like that. You understand what I'm saying? I mean,
showing your true
number 1 in the morning
colors
for 9 years. You know, I mean, I kind of like that. Then we transition to KD. And KD, no, you know I didn't like the move to Golden State. We all know that I'm on the record with that. But I throw it, Max, to a dude from 35 feet away from the basket, and it's like hitting layups. And, oh, by the way, he ain't the only dude that I can throw it to from 35 feet away from the basket, and it's like a layup. And, oh, by the way, Max Kellerman, Kendrick Perkins could tell you this, that crowd inside of the Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin last night was electrifying. I mean, it was something special to be a part of, to be in there, to hear that roar of the crowd. And it's even more special when we consider the fact that we're just coming off of COVID, or we're still in the throes of COVID, but you know what I'm saying in terms of last year bubble play compared to what it is now. But Max, it wasn't the Oracle. You've been to the Oracle.
Yeah.
You were there for Game 7.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is this. It's about preference, my brother. I understand I'm not taking anything away from Giannis and what you said, but if you talking to me, KP, about preference, well, let's see. It's the Oracle with two of the greatest shooters, the greatest shooting backcourt that we've ever seen, or rock star treatment, and my home turf is South Beach. I'm sorry. But as a matter of preference, I have no problem with LeBron
a
or
lifestyle
KD in that regard. I would have preferred that. That's just me.
Well, here it is, right? When you talk about super teams and you talk about guys like KD, you talk about guys like Braun, you even could talk about the '08 Celtics, right? The thing is this, okay, you go and join a super team or you form a super team, I get that part, but it's still a hard thing, Max. And the thing I didn't like what you said was it's not even close, and it is close because when you form a super team, it's so much pressure is on you. Eyes are on you to actually deliver a championship. Now, we could go back to the Lakers when they had three-peated, and then they added, I know he was old at the time, Karl Malone and the Gary Payton, and we could consider that as a super team, and we saw that they didn't get it done. They ran through everybody in the postseason until they got up against the bad boys from Detroit, the new generation, and Chauncey Billups and Rasheed Wallace. But here it is. My deal is I would rather Giannis championship, a team that I was drafted by, a place where I stayed and delivered, built from the ground up. I had guys come in. I was drafted. He spoke on him and Chris Middleton relationship last night and how they've been through the trenches and how they support one another.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.